Hi everyone, Mike Ferris here with you guys once again, and now I'm going to show you guys my Xbox 360 games. Here we go. This is Minecraft, and this is a pretty fun game because it's basically it's like a toy box, sandbox, toolbox, whatever. It allows you to create your own world from scratch and explore it, play around in it, do whatever in it. So if that's your type of experience, pick this one up. Next up is Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 3. I have two on the PS3. Dead Space 1 is a haunted house horror type of experience. It's bumps in the night, creepy atmosphere, that kind of thing. So if you love scary games, pick this one up. I got 3 because my friend wanted me to play co-op with him, so that was pretty fun. So yeah, that's Dead Space 1 and 3. Next up is my favorite video game franchise of this generation, and that is the Mass Effect series. I got Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, and Mass Effect 3. And the Mass Effect series is basically, to video games, what Star Wars was to movies and Lord of the Rings was to books. It's an epic trilogy where you go off on amazing adventures, and you build relationships with your crew and your friends and all of that. So it's that type of experience. It's that type of storytelling that I absolutely love. And this series captures it in video game form. So definitely, this is a must-have. My all-time favorite game franchise of the 7th console generation. So there you go. The Mass Effect trilogy. Okay. These are taking forever to put back. Next up is another trilogy that I really enjoy, and that is the BioShock trilogy. BioShock 1, BioShock 2, and BioShock Infinite. 1 and Infinite are my favorites. 2 has better gameplay mechanics, but it's basically just like, it feels like a straight-to-video release, whereas the first game and the latest game feel like theatrical experiences. Story, excellent environments, plot twists, you name it, and it's an easy shooter too, which is not very common. Usually shooters are too hard for me, but the BioShock series has been a lot easier, and I'm grateful for that. I am looking forward to playing Burial at Sea, which I will be doing a review on. Next up is Far Cry 3. I got to discuss it's an open world game, and it's not the easiest open world game, but it's not the most difficult either. I would say it's sort of in the middle. So it has a really dark story, which I also enjoy, and a memorable villain that I wish they could have used him more of in the game. So yeah, pick this one up. Next up, I don't have the original case for this, unfortunately. It's Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. It's a racing game. I got it to race around and listen for the custom soundtracks feature. You know, I can race around and drive to fast, aggressive electronic music. So that's why I got this. Next up, I have 3 Halo games. I have Halo Reach, Halo 3, and Halo 4. I love the easiness of the Halo 3 campaign, and what I love about Halo Reach is the Horde mode where you can turn off, where you can make it to where you can't die and just relax in shooting aliens. I wish you could do that in the campaign, but for some reason they only did that in Horde mode, and which is called Fireflight, by the way. I forgot the name. And Halo 4 was something that I just enjoyed playing with friends. Like my friend and I, we had a Halo night, and it was one of the most unforgettable moments of my life. I'll be talking about that when I do my Xbox 360 retrospective in the next month. So one more time, Halo 3, Halo Reach, and Halo 4. Pick these up, obviously, if you have a 360. Next up is my other one of my other favorite franchises in gaming. You know, I said before Grand Theft Auto was one of my 2 favorite open world experiences, and the other one is The Elder Scrolls. I have Oblivion and Skyrim. And let me tell you, Skyrim especially, I have put so much hours into. It literally gives you the feeling you got when you saw Fellowship of the Ring for the first time. That was the feeling I got when I played Skyrim for the first time. So yeah, pick these up. Pick them both up. But I do warn you, though, do not get any Bethesda game that Todd Howard has developed for the PS3, because he doesn't know how to develop for the PS3. Only get it for 360 or PC. Next up is Transformers War for Cybertron, and this is Transformers done right. Forget about the movies. Bay, you suck. This is how to do the series right. Next up is Grand Theft Auto 5. I have Grand Theft Auto 4 and episodes from Liberty City for the PlayStation 3. I got this for the 360 because I wanted to play online with my friends, but unfortunately I'm having issues with online, so I can't play online. But the single-player campaign for this is phenomenal. If you're a Grand Theft Auto fan, you probably don't need a recommendation. You have it already, but I love this. I love this game very, very much. Next up is, if I can get this open, out of the case, not the case, the bookshelf, is Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. Very underrated game. Very underrated. I will say this, I played the demo and it was so intense. But it was a satisfying intense. It was one of those things where I was on the edge of my controller, but then as soon as I made it to the end, I breathed a sigh of relief. It was a satisfying but very intense experience. So much so that I haven't even played this yet because I'm too nervous. I'm too scared to because of the intensity. Even though I know I would probably enjoy it. But, yeah. I should play this at some point. Now this one, a lot of people loved, but this disappointed me because of the difficulty. Even on very easy, the game is way too hard for me. Once I got out in the world, I kept dying over and over and over. And I wanted to just relax and explore like I do with the Elder Scrolls, but I can't do that with this game, so I'm disappointed. This is not a bad game by any means, it's just a very hard game. Next up is Dragon Age Origins, and this is the Ultimate Edition, which comes with the DLC and everything. And I haven't finished this, but I gotten a ways through it, and I'm digging this so far. You know, it's like Mass Effect, but with fantasy. I know I do prefer the Mass Effect series. This is still a must-buy for any BioWare fan. Next up is a couple of games I got to play with my friend, and they are hard games, and they are Battlefield Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3. But the thing that I love about Battlefield 3 is in the multiplayer. I've not played a single-player campaign at all. In the multiplayer, even if you suck, as long as you keep dropping off med packs or ammo, you're not going to get last place, which is great. This is a fun game to play if you have friends. This one we haven't played at all, really. I tried out the campaign and it was too hard, so I gave up. But this is a lot of fun. If you have friends, pick this up. If you don't have friends, then I wouldn't really bother unless you can play hard games. Next up is the arcade compilation disc. This came with Pac-Man and some other games, and I got it because it was cheap. I can't really say too much about it, obviously. Next up, if you are a Valve fan, this is a must-own. Why? Because it comes with Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episodes 1 and 2, Portal 1, and Team Fortress 2. Need I say more? Next up is Mirror's Edge, and I was really looking forward to playing this because it looked so different and interesting. But the controls were horrible. Let me tell you how bad the controls are. LB is jump. LB is jump. Okay? That's the jump button. Let's just say I did not have an easy time controlling this at all. So I was really disappointed. Next up is Borderlands, and like most shooters, it's way too hard for me. Once they send you out to the open world, you are getting attacked by insects from holes constantly. So the visuals are great, the humor is fantastic. I really like the robot Claptrap, but unfortunately, it's too hard for me. Typical shooter. And next up is the Gears of War trilogy. Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2, and Gears of War 3. I love that this is a fun game that you can play with your friends, and the co-op, and it invented the stop and pop mechanic that word. It's so common now. Unfortunately, there's always a hard part in every game that has nothing to do with the core gameplay. It's designed to break up the monotony of the gameplay mechanic, and but so far it's just they've all just been too hard for me. I can never finish any of them, which is disappointing for me because I really wanted to. But if you like but if you are good at video games, I do recommend these. All right, next up is Black Ops 2, and I got this because my friend had it, and he plays it all the time. So many of my friends have it, so I picked it up. I don't really play this by myself, but when friends want to play this game with me, I play it with them. It is fun to play with friends, I will say that. And next up is Red Dead Redemption. And I got this because it's an open world game. I'm not really big into westerns, but I love open world, so I got this for the open world. The cool thing about Red Dead Redemption is whenever I play online, I always make a new friend. And that doesn't happen to me on any other games. So I got to give it major props for that. Next up is Lost Planet Extreme Condition Colonies Edition. And let me tell you how hard this game is. I died in the first few minutes. Like, as soon as the gameplay started, I died. Didn't know what to do, got confused, died. So yeah. And my friend who's good at hard games, he died too. So yeah, way too hard. Next is Brutal Legend. And this is a very underrated game. If you're a fan of heavy metal, this is a love letter to you. So if this is your thing, metal's not really my thing, but I got it because it was cheap. And I heard good things about it, so I took a chance on it. So yeah, if you're a Tim Schafer fan or a metal fan, or both, pick this one up. Next up is Fable 2. And I love how easy this game is. This game is so freaking easy. I love it. And the co-op isn't that impressive, but the single player is worth it. Just make sure you do not install to your hard drive because it will run really rough. Play it from the disc and you will have a good time. Next up is Bulletstorm. And the kills on here are awesome. This is like a very well-made B movie, and I'm surprised how good the story turned out on this game. I didn't expect a good story in this game, but this game actually has a good story, and of course it has fantastic kills. I definitely recommend this game. Pick this one up. Okay, next up is Max Payne 3. And this game is a little too hard for me, but the story is fantastic. I definitely recommend this game. The problem with difficulty is that you don't regenerate health, so you gotta pop pills, which makes sense because of who Max Payne is. He's a pill popper, so it makes sense to have that mechanic in there. It's also got multiplayer, but the single player is where this is at. So if you want a dark, gritty storyline, pick this up. And this is going to be my last one for this part. It's Deus Ex Human Revolution. I love smart sci-fi. I love Minority Report and District 9. So if you love intelligent sci-fi, this is the game for you. Excellent soundtrack, dark, moody atmosphere. The gameplay is a bit too difficult, but they give you a lot of options to play it however you want. I do feel, however, that this is really a stealth game at heart. It just is. But yeah, if you love smart sci-fi, pick this one up. And that's all the time I got for today. I could rush and do another one, but I'm just going to go ahead and make a part 2 to this, so I will see you in my next video.